Hello, everyone. Your Glimmer Gang editor Blake here with a snippet from our latest podcast. So, without further ado, everyone, take it away.
We enter into what is probably going to be, or it is, the biggest event for Lorcana since D23 last year. We are going to Gencon. I know Eric has been there before. Chris, you've been there before. And Jonty,
Yes.
I believe you've been there before, correct?
I haven't actually. I do a load of cons. Most years are anywhere between sort of 12 and 20. But I don't do Gen Con specifically because it's basically my boss's vacation. So it's normally him and his wife, who both manage the store, go. So I'm normally like in charge for a week while they're away. But this year I was like, can I come?
They're wheeling a bit.
So we're just gonna leave the store open and put a bucket and just say, please leave money. If you take it
honor system.
It's like Halloween.
I'll go run it for you.
It's like Halloween when you leave candy for kids and take one, but they take the whole
We're just gonna leave some
Take
magic
one,
boosters and a few
please.
Warhammer boxes by the door and saying help yourself. So we've got, obviously, the rest of the team are going to be there for us. But yeah, so this is actually my first. I do more conventions than I have hot dinners, but this is actually my first Gen Con. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to ask Eric and Chris, just for any quick tips that you guys may have for all of the newcomers coming to Gen Con.
Wash yourself.
Wash yourself.
That's number one. It's no. This is real advice. Like, it is so hard to remember your biological needs when you are in the fervor of a convention like that, especially one where we're launching a game and getting these Lorcana cards for the first time. You're not gonna be thinking about eating, drinking water, sleeping. You have to do those things. You have to. If you have to put a reminder on your phone, hey, it's time to eat a granola bar. It's really important. You will get sick. You will have a bad time.
Eddie will manage it, but everyone else, who we're all a little older now. This stuff matters, right? Yeah, make sure you've got some medication. Make sure you've got good insoles, comfy shoes. That's a big one for me. Make sure go and buy yourself some are they called Skol or something? Those insoles.
Just find time to take a break. It's a lot. I mean, it's 50,000 people. There's a ton going on. Just sit down in the hallway and chill out. You'll be overstimulated the whole time. So find a space, find time in your schedule to take a break, because you're not gonna make it otherwise. You got to really pace yourself over the 4 days. And there's a ton to see. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Lorcana is awesome, but get out there, do some RPGs, do something you wouldn't normally do, because it's a really cool experience.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing an RPG with Sean. Are you in that with us, Spencer?
It's the new Critical Role one. It's gonna be sick.
Yes.
Oh, it's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah.
Is that your first RPG, Teddy?
Yeah, it'll be my first RPG.
Hey, there we go.
Awesome, man.
Brandon and Teddy we're introducing.
We're bringing them into the fold.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then
here's some hard advice. Even though I have not been, that my boss, like I say, goes every year, and I was chatting to him about how the fact that we're all sort of excited for Lorcana, and I mentioned that a lot of people were going to go and line up early on the Thursday. And he gave me some advice about the logistics of doing that. So if you want me to share that, I can.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So the convention hall, the exhibition hall is a huge hall, and it basically has a huge corridor all the way around it, and there are multiple doors to access it.
I'll jump in right here. I think most people who know or have listened know I go to school in Indianapolis, so ICC, it's huge. It can be confusing walking around the place, but have you seen pictures? The hallway is not as, it's not the biggest hallway, I feel like.
Just 20 feet.
Yeah.
25 feet.
So this hallway goes all around.
Yeah.
And
the width of it is about 25 feet, but it goes the whole.
It goes all the way around the building.
So it'll get a little packed, but John T, continue.
So basically, all you have to then go and work out which door is the nearest door to the Ravensburger booth.
Yes.
You can't line up. You can go and stand by this door, and you can be nearer to the door than other people, but there will not be a sign saying queue here for Lorcana.
Right.
You are just going to be near this door.
There'll be station like stanchions, like the whole you could kind of corral yourself behind these stanchions. Yep.
Yeah. So you go and you get to that spot. Then when those doors open, you hastily walk.
No running.
but walk
People
be
will
very
be
serious about no running.
They
are
very serious, but people will still run.
You then hastily walk to the booth, and at that point, you can I always get mixed up. Do you line or queue?
Line up.
We line up.
Okay.
Either's fine.
Yeah.
You line up. So you line up. Queue is what you used to play pool, is what I was always told.
Yeah.
You line up, and the line will most likely go around the booth, and at that point the line ends. The line can't encroach on another booth, and that's a very severe issue. To the point where WizKids, who make Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, absolutely huge company, one year were banned from Gen Con for a year because their line went over into another person's booth for a little while. So they're very strict on that. Basically, the line will go around the booth most likely, or perhaps if they're clever and they've managed to wrangle a bit more space, the line will sort of move down into an open space or something. But at some point that line will end. And at that point, you have to, like, if you're not in that line, you have to like hover around the back of the line, but not make it look like you're just making a new line to join the line, and it gets a little bit messy apparently.
It depends on. I mean, some like Fantasy Flight Games in past years, they've had Sav actually control the line. They've given out like numbers. You come back at a certain time for your groups. So I imagine. Things even change over the 4 days, right? Like FFG, sometimes that first day is a total cluster, and then it gets better by day 4. Less people doing it, they learn how to do it better. But there are fire marshals plus the booth staff. There's a whole bunch going on. So yeah, we don't even know what's going to be. I mean, maybe some of you guys know. I have no idea what they're actually bringing and what it's going to be like to get stuff, the product.
Eric knows.
Eric knows.
But we'll see. We'll have to see like even what that looks like, or how long it's going to take to get in, that kind of stuff. So
yes, of course, all of that is assuming that there is going to be. I mean, no, we know there is product for sale. Actually.
Sure,
we know that, but this is assuming that there is going to be readily product and we could be able to get it. Yeah. Something like a ticket system I think could work with something like this, and I imagine it's going to be heavily allocated. I imagine you'll be like, you can all buy a gift box or something like that. Right. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's much more than that, honestly, but who knows?
Usually per day, they limit it per day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we know they're only accepting electronic payments.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's a really good point because I normally take cash.
Here's another tip, but I said this on our podcast. Make sure to let your bank know that you're going to Indianapolis and you'll be spending money on your credit card. Because one year my credit card got turned off, which is very frustrating.
Okay, good to
know. You could do like a little thing with your credit card to tell them you're going out of town. And then even the vendors there, if they bring their own card reader, it might say Alaska. It might ring back to their home territory, which makes it really hard for your bank. So make sure you let your bank know.
Good call.
Yeah, that is.
If you're from Canada, make sure it works at all. Because first time I went down to the States with a Canadian credit card, it just didn't even.
Oh wow,
that's disappointing.
It was. To be fair, your credit rating does not follow you when you emigrate. So it was like Fisher Price's like baby's first credit cards. So that might have been the reason.
It obviously wasn't a MasterCard.
No, it was like I say, it was one of these like secured things that I had to have for 6 months to prove that I wasn't terrible.
So yeah,
I went from no credit to 700 credit on one of those things.
There you go.
So before we do wrap up Gen Con, I know Blake is going to be unfortunately not be able to join us for the convention. But I know he's doing online stuff. So, Blake, do you want to just talk about what people can look for online, whether it be Lorcana related or not?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is nothing Lorcana related. The most Lorcana related thing you can find is hanging out with me on the Lorcana HQ Discord as we sit around like children in a Dickens novel, just being like, "Oh, look at the fun they're having." But there are some fun online seminars and panels that you can watch for free. Um, a few of the ones that just caught my eye, if you're interested in like filmmaking or anything like that, there's a bunch of panels on Saturday, I believe, that just go through all these different parts of filmmaking and just hour-long classes of just people talking about these subjects and just learning new things. And there are some paid ones that are like miniature painting classes and stuff like that. There's a lot of neat things that you can sign up for. But to get Gen Con online, all you just need to do is just give your email and some other minor information, and you have access to all of that to check it all out. So
Awesome. Well, for those
on that same note, like if you're not able to attend Gen Con, make sure that you are following us and all of the other content creators that have been on this show on all of their socials, because there's gonna be impromptu live streams. We're gonna see something cool and we're gonna want to send it to y'all. So definitely make sure that you're following everybody.
Yeah.
The gamers got something exciting the first morning of Gen Con.
Before 6 o'clock. What
It'll
time?
be early.
Before
it'll be
6
early.
o'clock Eastern?
No, it'll be whenever the doors open. It'll be like an hour before that or something like that.
So
right when the event starts, perfect.
Yeah, right
when
right.
You need someone
something.
Bring your camera bags into the convention center. I volunteer.
Normally in the past years, you couldn't get in until like 5 a.m. That was the earliest you could get in the past years I've been there. So about 5 a.m.
I do want to bring up
yourself isn't there till the weekend, right? Is that what you said?
Are you there the whole time?
You said you were there at the weekend, right?
Me, I'll just be there Saturday, and then I'm going to Japan.
Pokemon Worlds.
For Pokemon, yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Just a quick question that Jacob asked from Ready Set Draw: is there good Wi-Fi in the convention hall? How is that?
I mean, there's 50,000 people, so like it's the past years. No, it's very consistent. Your carrier, your cellular data is gonna come and go. So no, it's not great unless you bring your own. People have brought their own like hotspots, which is one way to get around that, but it's not very good.
All right.
If you're at a downtown hotel, because there's a number of hotels connected, you can use your hotel Wi-Fi pretty well. So, but I don't know if you guys have downtown. I will also add on just for you guys, if you want to find a place to play board games, because it's really hard actually to find a space to like play and chill, play board games. The JW Marriott, which is a connected hotel, has a ballroom where it's free board game space. So if you guys want to go find a place to like sit down and chill, it's wonderful. It's like I thought it was 24 hours. If it's not 24 hours, it's really late at night. It's really, you could go up there, find people to play board games, or just find a table yourself. So.
And when you say connected hotels, like literally connected, right?
There's like 4 hotels.
There's 4 hotels that are actually connected to the convention center. Yep.
Awesome.
I'm in one of them, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, so are we.
There's a lot more than 4, but they're just not directly connected.
Well, and like in that JW Marriott, in that JW Marriott one, there's I believe 4 or 5 different hotels connected all together.
That's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
So you guys might
we're somewhere in there, yeah.
My understanding is you could get your hotel internet in the convention center, some parts of it at least, because they're that close.
Awesome.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
When are we all getting there?
Wednesday. Yep. Late.
I thought I meant like lining up.
That is what I meant.
Well, I meant.
That is what you meant. Lining up. Ooh. Oh, Sean and I don't really have to line up.
I am not. I'm gonna go down at like 7 a.m. to hang out with everybody.
If we can even get in there.
Yeah, me and Teddy both have the 9 a.m. Thursday morning event. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Thursday.
Oh,
too.
there you go.
You're
Sugi,
dropping off
Liam.
the rations.
Yeah, we'll bring the extra snacks. Yeah, so I think
I would encourage all you guys to go to the opening of the hall though. It's really fun. If you've never done it before, they do a whole show and they roll a die and then like they do all the rules and it like it really is. And the 25 feet you have it just packed with people. So like just experiencing that like once like the grand opening of the first day is really fun if you guys can make it down there.
They like have to because like the instant the doors open is when their thing starts, right?
Yeah.
No, we start at 9. We start an hour before.
Yeah, we start an hour before you guys get to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like obviously depending on what there is availability and stuff, I'm just gonna do it on the Thursday. I'm just gonna do the whole lineup thing and try. I
feel like
I don't really need to get any. I know this sounds with all allocation noise and everything. I know it's probably not great. This isn't a great look on me, but like I'm all right for product, right? Like I don't. Like I'm.
Feel free to line up for me then, John.
Yeah. But I will go and buy a gift set, like honestly purely it's for content, right? Like I'm going to film myself buying something at Gencon. Like, that's what I'm doing it for. So I don't need to. I'm not. So I'm going to do it on the Thursday, and then after that I've got about 15 other events booked in. We've got a few distributor things done because obviously I'm going as a employee of the store as well. Like we're going to be there doing stuff for the store. And then I'm going to try and get good and drunk in that time as well, you know? Like, it's going to be a busy few days.
Some really good restaurants downtown, some really good food, yeah.
Yeah, we're booked into an Italian that is, like, really great, apparently. It's my boss described it as, it's the second best rated on Yelp, but it's not as expensive as the one that's top rated. I'm like, that sounds good to me. And then the big sort of community meetup is the Thursday evening?
Thursday night, yeah. Jared was able to secure a room for us, which is amazing. I know we've been talking about it, just like we had different ideas and we want to do this because we didn't have like a set place, but we do have a room. If you are in the Lorcana HQ Discord, that is there. The room number is on it. It's gonna start around 6 o'clock, I believe, and it's just gonna run throughout the night. Did we move it back an hour?
7 to 11.
Oh, I don't know what I'm saying then. I feel like I heard something different and changed. Anyways,
and it's basically just like a space, and we can all. I think,
all hang out.
To be honest with you, trying to organize anything more complicated, I think, is futile. I think just saying here and when, and then we'll just hang out and play, and
hang out, meet everyone.
Snap some pictures, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this snippet from our latest podcast. If you enjoyed that, please be sure to check out the full episode, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any further updates from the Glimmer Gang. Thank you for being a fantastic part of our community, and until next time, Glimmer on.